so much left to prognosis. Not much time to prognosis.
Hey, it is the Christmas break now, and I'm able to knock out several reviews on stuff. Santa Claus was very good to me this year. Underneath the tree I found a Dreadbox Hades Bass Synthesizer. Awesome. I'm going to do a quick introduction review, show you basic features on it and some sounds. And even though it's intended to be a bass synthesizer, it actually works pretty good for lead too. It's got one oscillator and two sub-oscillators, 1 octave below and 2 octaves below. Switchable waveform between sawtooth and square wave, and the square wave is pulse modulatable, as I've said before. So here you go, the Hades. It rocks, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I'm drinking a Christmas beer. In fact, I'll probably be drinking this through the whole video, so cheers. Okay, welcome to a kind of small review of the Dreadbox Hades. This is called the Hades Bass Synthesizer, but as I've discovered, it is capable of being used for a lot more than just bass. So I'm just going to do sort of a run through on the front panel here. Won't get into patching too much, maybe just a couple small examples, and let you hear how it sounds, because it's fairly impressive. It's about the same size as the Erebus, also by Dreadbox, and a little scaled down. The filter's different, and obviously what it offers. As you can see, there are a few less knobs on the surface of the Hades than the Erebus, and let's just get started. Here's the square wave. Much like most of the Dreadbox products that I've played with, and that would be the semi-modular and the Erebus, the oscillators sound really good. Great presence, strong, kind of beefy, I guess, as I think I've said in the past. There is pulse width on the square wave, so let's bring that in. You do have to patch it from the LFO out into the pulse width modulation in jack. So the rate's already kind of set. Now we'll add some depth. Let's try one of the subs. This is the sub that is one oscillator below the primary pitch. It's a nice square wave. Here's the sub oscillator 2, which is 2 octaves below the primary pitch. Let's try them all together. Not bad sounding at all, huh? Let's do a few filter sweeps with the different waveforms, okay? No resonance. Now, like the Erebus, I'm not sure if this has built-in resonance. It sounds like it might, I'm not sure. But it's a good sounding filter as well. pulse width modulated wave now. That's sweet. I love that. Okay, just a plain square wave. Okay, sub-oscillator 1. Sub-oscillator 2. It sounds just like sub-oscillator 1, an octave higher. Okay, let's add a little resonance. Take it back to saw wave. Filter sweep with high resonance. Okay, let's leave the filter wide open and sweep the resonance. No self-oscillation there. Let's try with the square wave. Filter open. Add resonance. It does whistle and self-oscillate. You just can't have it fully open, I guess. Okay, so it does self-oscillate. Awesome. That's with full resonance. Does it with the saw wave too? Okay, very cool. Okay, another setting on this thing is drive. So, which just adds a few overtones, it sounds like. Okay, with the filter really wide open, you can't hear the drive so much, but in lower settings, adding drive to a sawtooth. A little more resonance. Might be able to hear the church bells outside. Can you hear that? Interesting. Okay, that's the drive. Let's try the drive with the square wave. It's a little more prominent with the square wave. Well, pulse modulated square wave. Okay, that's just the square wave. Okay, so you have glide, manually controlled pulse width, or as I've already said, the LFO can automatically, and it is a triangle LFO by the way, can activate the pulse width based on rate, or you can change the rate, the depth. The ADSR is an ADRS envelope, So in the DR setting, the same amount controls the decay and the release. Oh, and for the envelope for the amp, you have literally just attack and decay, or attack and release, yeah, can't see it. And of course you can set how much this ADRS affects the filter. Okay, now this is a bass synthesizer, so let's get some bass sounds out of it. Hard attack, turn in the sub, turn up the sub. Turn up some resonance, not that much. Actually, the resonance was already fairly up there. Okay, so we've covered the envelope generator for the filter, we've covered the amplifier, literally attack and release settings, overall resonance we've talked about already, glide settings, this little knob. Okay, mod wheel out to CV. Okay, we'll do it to filter. Some really bad playing there, thank you. And so that's it in a nutshell. Very decent synth, decent price, decent capability. And I have played with it married up to the Erebus. I'll be talking about that next, I think. And they complement each other very nicely. I'm very happy with it. I wish it had a MIDI through, but for a bass synthesizer, that's not usually so critical. And the Dreadbox folks, they keep putting out some really good stuff. Cheers to them for the consistency of some really solid products.